What's going on, guys? Good morning to everybody. It is officially game week. I guess it was game week yesterday since it was Labor Day, but all of us had off work. So, back to the grind. Last week with, the first week, real football week. So, yesterday it was announced that Jaguars running back James Robinson is basically first on the depth chart when the official depth chart was released, and he is over Jaguar Armstead, and that's because Jaguar Armstead is on the COVID list, and according to Doug Rome, he might be on there for a little bit of time, so maybe give it a couple weeks. And Jaguar Armstead, he was the 5th round pick that the Jaguars drafted out of Temple in 2019. We really haven't seen much of him, and neither have the Jaguars when it comes to, because he's been dealing with injury during training camp, so he hasn't really been getting all that many reps. So really, when you look at the Jaguars roster right now, they have what's his face, James Robinson listed as number 1. I believe Ezigbo is number 2, and last on the depth chart, number 3 is Chris Thompson. So Chris Thompson is going to be more of the third down back. But I mean, there's really not. I don't. When it comes to James Robinson, I kind of looked at some of his highlights yesterday. He's an FCS guy, so he played at like East Illinois State or something like that, like one of those small schools, and kind of a shorter guy. Looks like he has decent vision, but at this point, I don't know how. I feel like it's got to be so hard to really for the coaches to evaluate the running back position, just because when you go to training camp and watch these guys, they're just kind of running through holes, and they're not getting tackled, so you can't see how well they're, breaking loose and stuff like that. But, I mean, they must really like him because, they weren't counting on Jaguar Armstead necessarily, just because, he's been so injured. So they felt confident enough when they looked at James Robinson and Ezigbo that they could at least, at the very least, I guess, match Fournette's production. Ezigbo, there's a little bit more on him. He's been in the NFL for, I think, a year. I think last year was his rookie year. He played in the Big Ten at Nebraska, so it's kind of easier to find tape on him. He's another kind of shorter stature type of guy. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, we're not really going to know until Sunday. We'll see what happens Sunday. I don't know what kind of I don't know what the snap count's going to look like when it comes to whether they're splitting carries. Is one guy going to get 18, 19 touches? Is the other guy going to get 6? I do know that I feel like we all are pretty confident in what Chris Thompson's role is going to be. The third down type of guy, catches balls out of the backfield. But, James Robinson, Ezigbo, I mean, they're virtual question marks for Jaguar fans. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I know I'm excited, man. I'll have a preview video coming out very, very soon for the Colts game coming up in 6 days. 2 days away from actual football, Thursday night football, Chiefs Texans, gonna be really awesome. I'm very excited. So with all that said, thanks for watching. Go Jags.